Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just finished watching it, and what can I say? It was awesome. And this is the first movie this year that I have seen that I didn't have, any letdowns really. I just saw Shazam earlier this week and it was good, but just not as good as I hoped. It was, a really good movie. And Endgame, if you watch my review, I wasn't all that satisfied with that movie, even though that was good as well. With Batman vs. TMNT, it was only about 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes in the middle of the movie that was kind of a letdown, that, or I could have not see that. I'm gonna tell that after I've done this review. The best part of this movie is that there's a lot of action, and I mean a lot. I can't remember any other movie ever, this kind of superhero movie that has had this much action. And I'm talking about animated movies or live action. Batman is brooding like he should be. The Turtles, well, they are teenagers. And even Michelangelo, who usually is kind of, sometimes annoying, or can be somewhat annoying and not that funny. Maybe for younger people he's funny. But in this movie he was funny, even though he was childish, because he was just so excited about everything. Early on in the movie they face Penguin and his crew, and he was so excited about Penguin's, umbrella, because it was a weapon and did other things as well. And then he was excited about Batman's car and the Batcave and everything. So Mikey was a big surprise for me. And what is also great about this movie, not only that it was funnier than I expected, it had a lot more action than I expected, is that it didn't take too much time to where Batman and the Turtles first meet. It took only 15 minutes before they have their, initial fight, where they still don't know that they are on the same side. And I like that Batman wasn't hesitant to work with Turtles. He has respect for them and the fact that they know the Shredder and the Foot Clan. So it wasn't like, I'm gonna do this alone. There are also nods to the original 1987 Turtles intro earlier on in the movie. And as you can see in the trailer, they go to Arkham Asylum and they release this, the inmates. So kind of had a Arkham Asylum Rocksteady video game vibe. Joker takes over, and Joker was freed by Ra's al Ghul and the Shredder. They are teaming up because Ra's al Ghul promised the Shredder that he can get the Lazarus Pit in exchange for the ooze. The reason they free Joker is that they want to keep Batman and the Turtles occupied while they finish their machine. And I don't think this is a spoiler because it happens, midway through the movie. But when Joker is released from his cell, he uses the ooze and the Joker toxin to create mutants. So Bane becomes some sort of animal that has a tail. I don't know if it's a tiger or something like that. Mr. Freeze turns into a polar bear, and Scarecrow becomes a literal scarecrow. Poison Ivy becomes this kind of tree that has those flesh-eating plants as hands. There's actually a funny scene with, I think it was Raphael, Robin, Michelangelo and Poison Ivy. It was a short scene but funny. I guess this is a mild spoiler, but Ra's al Ghul and the Shredder plan to use this machine, Cloud something, And immediately it reminded me of Cloudburst from Arkham Knight. So that they would basically do the same as the Joker. They would have the Joker toxin and the ooze, and they would make it so that it would rain that towards Gotham. That way Gotham would be destroyed. It has been some time, years, that I read the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book, and I think in that they were, two different universes, and they somehow ended up in the same universe, but here it's the same universe. I thought that it was good because I don't like that kind of multiple universes thing. But I thought it was kind of weird that the Turtles didn't know about Batman. I mean, Donnie says something that he had heard about, this bat creature, but the Joker and all these criminals or supervillains were unknown to them, because you would think that it would be national news if Joker did something and it wouldn't be just Gotham news. Overall, this might be the best movie I've seen this year. And it's an animated movie. The movie started with action right away, and there weren't any boring times during the movie. It was surprisingly funny, and even though I usually prefer my superhero movies to be kind of like darker, sometimes it's good to have this kind of movie. And my rating for this movie is 4.5 stars out of 5. I guess you could put a little asterisk to this movie that it's an animated movie, so for me animated movies are not as good as live action movies, so keep that in mind. And now the 10-minute part in the middle of the movie that I didn't much like, and that is that Joker poisons Batman with the Joker ooze mix, and Batman turns into a kind of like Man-Bat, but Batman version. And why I didn't like it is because in all of the Arkham games Batman gets poisoned, so it is pretty old at this point. Luckily it was only like 10 minutes or so it wasn't a huge problem. Anyway, thank you for watching and bye.